Hey, what's up guys, Techsavage here with another video. So recently I was given the task of making my own DIY smart home security system with a smart plug as well, and I thought it would make like a pretty fun project as well. So here is how you can make your own DIY smart home system in a budget of about 6,000 rupees. Without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So basically we have three products for today. One is Xiaomi smart home security camera. Second is Wipro smart plug, with which we can make anything smart. Like for example, if you don't have a smart plug and yet you want to use an appliance with a smart plug, you can actually connect this to the smart plug and then control it using the Wi-Fi over the internet. This is a 16 amp one, although you do get a 5 amp one as well. I had a more power hungry need, so I did get the 16 amp one. And apart from that, we have an Airtel dongle. I am personally an Airtel user, so I bought an Airtel dongle, but there are other options as well, such as Jio and Vodafone India, etc. So let's start with the security camera from Xiaomi. So this is Xiaomi's 360 home camera 2i, which is a 1080p recorder. So let's first just break open the seal and let's see what's inside. So it's a pretty stiff box and is good packaging, of course, and we have a tiny box on the top, inside which we have warranty and instruction manual. Don't need that. We have a type A to micro USB type cable, and nice, you get a white charger and a white cable. Always love that. I hate when they give mixed colors because that's what most companies do. And apart from that, you get the wall mount and nothing else. That's it for this. Apart from that, below this you get the security camera, which is again pretty neatly packed. Let's just break open this. Yeah. So this is a 360 camera from Xiaomi. It's a 1080p camera. I will set this up later. Let's go ahead and unbox the other devices. This does have some pretty cool features which I'll mention later while reviewing this and showing you how to set it up as well. So next, let's move on to the smart switch from Wipro. So this is a smart plug from Wipro, which has a power rating of 16 amps. You can use it for more high-end devices like geysers or heaters, a room heater, an AC, or you can even use 5 amp appliances with it, although it needs to be connected to a 16 amp plug. So yeah, so you can connect this using the Wipro app, or you can use Google Home as well, although I think Wipro app will provide more features such as a timer and automatic switching on and switching off as well based on your day-to-day needs. So we'll see more into that later. Now let's check out the Airtel dongle. So this is a 4G dongle from Airtel called as Airtel My Wi-Fi. So it's a 2.4 gigahertz dongle. Comes with a type A to micro USB cable. And apart from that, you get a dongle, which obviously is required, and you get a battery. I have not seen this type of a battery in quite a while. This used to come in younger generation smartphones, I suppose, where the back panel of the smartphone would actually come off, and to set it up you would have to put the battery in before using it for the first time, unlike today's smartphones which are actually glued shut. It's just an olden day memory. So let's set all of this up. We're done with the unboxing. I'll show you how to set it up and let's get on with it. So let's start by setting up the Xiaomi 2i smart camera. This is a 1080p camera and it's an IP camera, which means that you do not require any special gear or hardware in order to set this camera up. You basically need a smartphone, a stable internet connection and the camera. You can set this up onto the wall using a wall mount, which is actually provided in the box with the camera. So this camera provides for pretty clear footage using its main camera, and it's a 360-degree camera, which means that it can go in all directions, which allows you for all direction surveillance as well. So this can be set up with OK Google, but it is of no use because the Google Home app is pretty much useless unless you have a Google Nest device. You cannot stream the footage coming from this camera onto the Google Home app through your phone, but actually need a Google Nest device in order to stream it. So therefore you can actually use the Mi Home app itself, and Google Home is not very useful. So the delay between actually using the controls and the camera moving wirelessly is very minimal and is better than most cameras in this particular price range. The price of this was around 3000 rupees, which is pretty cheap for a smart camera. The night vision too is pretty good, wherein I was able to get pretty clear footage from this particular camera, although I found something weird. Although night vision uses infrared sensors which are invisible to the eye, while I was filming this, the light coming out was actually blue. This also does have an SD card slot at the bottom underneath the lens, wherein you can add a 32GB SD card in order to capture footage and record it. You also get 7 days free cloud storage, and every 7 days you can delete the week's footage and record again, and it's a pretty good feature to have with a smart camera. Although I must warn you, while setting up the account and actually setting up the device, it is better to use a very strong password and not something like a birthday or people's name or the names of people who you are close to, or certain simple significant events, but some things which are extremely random so that nobody can actually hack into the camera very easily. So now coming to the Wipro 16-amp smart plug. The whole operation wherein we needed the CCTV camera and the smart plug actually started with this particular device. My grandfather actually owns a farmland wherein we wanted to automatically switch on and switch off the water pump there to water the plants. So basically we needed the camera in order to actually check the footage and keep an eye on the land, and this to switch on and switch off the pump automatically. But we also needed an internet connection, for which we have the Airtel dongle. So this is a 16-amp smart plug, which means that this, although has to be connected to a 16-amp socket, 5-amp appliances can also be connected to this, for example a charger or your TV as well. This can also be used to connect to more high power devices such as your AC, geysers, fridge, microwaves, etc. So this is a made in India smart plug and has got quite a few safety features as well. So basically the Wipro Home app actually allows you to do a lot more features than what Google Home app actually allows. Although you can switch it on and switch it off using Hey Google as well. So this plug comes with multiple features such as a timer. If you switch it on at a particular time, after a certain amount of time, it will automatically switch off based on the setting. Secondly, it comes with a scheduled timer, which means you can schedule it to switch on at a particular time and switch off at another particular time. The third most useful feature for me is the fact that if I switch it on at a particular time without setting a timer, I can set a maximum threshold time after which it has to switch off in case I forget to switch it off or it loses internet connection. And this, I think, is the best safety feature of this particular device. Most people would actually forget to switch off a device in case they switched it on remotely. So now coming to the Airtel My Wi-Fi. So this is a 4G dongle wherein you'll have to insert a SIM card in order to access the internet. The SIM card is not included with the device and has to be actually purchased separately, and I already had a spare one, so that's what I use. It gives pretty decent speeds of around 30 Mbps download and 5 Mbps upload, which is more than enough in order to access both the smart plug and the smart cam as well. It does have an included battery which will provide up to 6 hours of internet connection and 300 hours of standby. Although I faced a small problem wherein after 5 hours the device's connectivity was no longer possible. It would automatically disconnect although it was still providing internet. That is actually only in the last hour, and I usually keep it plugged in all the time so that it never loses charge. The backup battery is actually in case there is a power outage. It is pretty compact and does come with a WPS button as well, wherein you don't have to actually set a password and can actually press the button in order to automatically connect your device to this particular dongle. I would recommend setting up a very strong password, just like I told you with the security camera and the smart plug as well, so that nobody can easily access it remotely. So this is pretty compact and does come with a micro USB port, but I would have loved to see USB Type-C because that is actually more mainstream nowadays. This has a power rating of 5 watts but does not come with an adapter, which means you would actually have to purchase your own 5 watt adapter separately, but does come with a cable. Setting it up is also actually pretty simple and you can easily follow the instruction manual given and is not very complicated as well. So that is it. That's how you can actually set up your own smart home and surveillance system for a budget of around 6,000 rupees. I will list all the devices in the description down below. Anyways, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll leave links for both those accounts in the video description. Thanks for watching. This is Techsavage and I'll see you guys in the next one.